friends, hello, one and all, and welcome back to Dubster Dive. This is the last recommendation for this month. I mean, we're in the beginning of May, so I guess, whatever. Point is, this one comes once again from Black Knight and a bunch of numbers because he hates me, I guess. No, but in all seriousness. So, yeah, let's see how this one fares, I guess. This is Record of Grandcrest War. I do have a little bit of history with this one. See, Record of Grandcrest War is written by Rio Mazzano. It's a light novel series, but he's also written the series known as Record of Lotus War from the 1990s. An animated series I have yet to see. However, I did actually play the Dreamcast game that was titled Record of Lotus War, and it was a really, really good RPG. I'm assuming this was a licensed game. I'm not sure. Again, hearing Record of Grandcrest War, okay, this stuff was like, oh, this, why it sounded familiar. But, yeah, so I guess that's about my history with this. I probably should go back and watch Record of Lotus War. I've heard it is very, very good. But other than the names being similar, these shows have nothing to do with each other. They have slight... I heard Record of Grandcrest War slight nods, but nothing that would make you feel lost or anything like that. So yes, it is a light novel series written by Rio Mazzano and illustrated by me. No, not me. I mean the name, me. Whatever. It ran from 2013 to 2018 and had 10 volumes. An anime would air from January to June of 2018, and it was produced by A1 Pictures. You know, the same people behind Sword Art Online and seasons 1 and 2 of Seven Deadly Sins, Fairy Tail, amongst others. With the dub coming out in 2019 from Aniplex. Oh, I have been waiting to talk about these sons of bitches. For those who aren't aware, Aniplex is the bane of any anime collector's existence. They hike up the prices of everything. For example, if you wanted to own, let's say, the second season of Durarara, it would cost you $480. That's how much these fuckers are charging for the complete set. Granted, they're all separate volumes, but still, is there any reason 6 episodes should cost $80? What a shitload here. But in all seriousness, Aniplex, please stop with that. It's not fun anymore. But on top of Record Grandcrest War being a light novel series, it's also a tabletop RPG series, and making things even more fun, it would have a strategy RPG for the PS4 released in June of 2018 as well. Sadly, the RPG is Japan only, and I don't know, I think it would have been fun if it came here. But let's get into what this show is actually about. So, Record of Grandcrest War follows the show. Real nice. Follows the character named Theo. He is a young knight aspiring to become a lord of one of these kingdoms so he could go back to his own hometown and protect it from harm. He ends up running into a young mage named Silica, and they form a contract, so she is forever bound to him. Thus, they set out on their adventure. Now, what makes Grandcrest War different is each lord is given a crest that gives them magical properties. If you collect every single one of the crests and bring them together, it will form the Grandcrest. Making matters more complicated, though, is the fact that there are beings labeled as the Chaos traveling around the world. They're basically demons. On top of that, they also cause natural disasters like tornadoes and stuff like that. So, what follows is a bunch of wars breaking out between kingdoms over these crests, and the two major groups being the Union versus the Alliance. Yeah, real clever names there, but either way, that's the basic setup. Theo and Saluka have to align themselves with other nations and join up with the Union in hopes of forming their own, I guess, coalition as it goes on. As I said, stuff gets really complicated with people switching allegiances left and right, and it's really interesting for the most part. I did enjoy my time with this show. However, without delving into anything deeper for risk of spoilers, I will say my biggest issue with the show, and the one I know everybody will have an issue with, is its pacing. Holy fuck, the pacing is not handled well at all. So, the show is trying to adapt, I'm assuming at least, all 10 light novels in 24 episodes. And damn does it show. Within the course of an episode, you will see the first 15 minutes of the episode be a strategy meeting for an army getting ready to go out to war with a neighboring nation. The last 5 to 7 minutes of the episode are that battle, and it wraps up really damn quickly. I'm not kidding. There's even an episode where the main antagonist says, okay, you know what? I'm going to go conquer this nation now. And then it cuts to Theo and them going, oh my god, did you hear that nation fell? Like, what? You're going to do this off screen? It'd be one thing if this happened every once in a while, but no, this show does that constantly, and it's frustrating because it's like, you see the potential here. As I said, it's not a deal breaker, but it is something of note. The first 3 episodes in particular, you're trying to keep up with everything the show is throwing at you. Numerous characters, allegiances, nations are all thrown at you at once, and you're supposed to play catch-up. It slows down in episode 4 and gives you some time to breathe, but then a few episodes later, it ramps up again. Its pacing is all over the place. And I feel that's the biggest problem with this anime, because otherwise, I really did have fun with it. Watching the other armies having to outsmart each other and strategize and everything was pretty cool, and the action scenes were fun. That being said, though, let's move on. So, the animation, from what people have stated at least, you know I can't judge that very well, ranges from being passable to really good. Again, it's A1 Pictures, so you should know what to expect if you've seen any one of their works. The soundtrack, also not too bad. Though I should mention the main theme of the show, which is just called Grandcrest, the OST's main theme. Is it just me, or listen to it when it starts up? It almost sounds like the opening of Stranger Things before starting to sound like the Zelda theme? I could just be me, but I don't know. Listen to them back to back and you'll hear what I'm getting at. Okay. But let's move on from that to the main reason we're here. Let's dive into this Dubster and find out what it's all about. As stated, it was dubbed by Aniplex, so most of their dubs are based out of California. First, we have Theo, voiced by Brandon Winkler. We've already talked about him here before, for he played the main on If It's For My Daughter, I'd Even Defeat a Demon Lord. And again, he does a decent job here. Theo is your typical, naive hero type. He starts off not wanting to hurt anyone and wanting to be a lord that protects the people. And yeah, Brandon Winkler does a good job here. Next, we have Saluka, voiced by Jeannie Torrado, who most people would probably know in the mainstream as Android 21 from Dragon Ball FighterZ. Damn it, Dragon Ball FighterZ, leave me alone. But in all seriousness, again, I think she does an awesome job here. Next, we have Priscilla Farnese, voiced by Kaylee Mills. For those who are unaware, she is Amelia from ReZero, Alice from Sword Art Online, amongst a bunch of other roles. And I think she does an awesome job here. Kaylee Mills is honestly one of my favorite voice actresses of the modern era. And I've seen her get a lot of shit online, in particular with her performance as Alice. And guys, I have to ask, why? She's an excellent VA, and honestly, her performance as Alice and her performance here as Priscilla is really damn good. So, just stop. Please. Please. Next, we have Milza, voiced by Keiji Tang. The most notable role for me, at least, is Yasuhiro Hagakure from the Danganronpa franchise. He's also Archer in Fate's Day Night Unlimited Blade Works, the TV series, not the crappy D movie. And, yeah, Milza is your typical take-no-shit military general, and I think he did an awesome job as him. Rounding out the cast, you have people like DC Douglas, Alejandro Suave, as I like to call him, or Kagi Films, for those who don't know, Lucian Dodge, and Billy Kometz. Lucian Dodge, in particular, is someone who I have not heard very much of. Outside of the character Kibo from Danganronpa V3, he's someone who I wouldn't mind hearing more of. Again, I feel like this show had a really strong dub lineup. It was ADR directed by Chris Kasem, who I believe also ADR directed Soul Eater from back in the day, and that was always nice. However, this show does have a few dub issues, primarily what to expect from the typical California-isms, as I like to call them. Chris Kasem in particular voices a lot of one-off characters. There is double casting all over the place with stuff like that, but it's nothing too egregious. So, overall, I'd say the dub was really good. Everyone brought their A-game to this English dub, and I'm all for it. Now, before I get into spoilers, as stated before, I had a lot of fun with this anime. However, its biggest issue is clearly the pacing. It's all over the place, as I stated earlier, and yeah, I wanted more strategy in the mix, because we got a little bit of that, and what we did get, it was really fun. It reminded me a lot of the heroic legend of Arslan. Difference is, I felt Arslan was paced a lot better. With that in mind, though, I still highly recommend this show if you're interested in a war-torn continent all fighting each other. I give Record of Grandcrest War a solid B. Now, if you don't want to hear spoilers, then I suggest you get out. So, Record of Grandcrest War, I'm not going to go too deep into spoilers here because I do want people to watch this. But I will say, Milza in particular, they did an excellent job with him. The guy is a massive prick. And Keiji Tang does such an excellent job with him. Milza is someone who switches allegiances soon after the show begins, simply because he feels that the current leader he was working under wasn't uniting the nations fast enough or in a meaningful manner, and he wanted someone with more strength. But, yeah, it makes him come across as a massive backstabbing prick, which he genuinely was. Next, I'd like to bring up DC Douglas's character, Dimitri, the Vampire King, who made me think of Darkstalkers. I miss that series so much. But, yeah, the problem I have with him is he shows up in one of the earlier episodes, introducing the fact that there are vamps and werewolves here, and then he disappears till the last 4 episodes to be the de facto final boss. What? Okay, I guess. I don't know, I feel like the novels might have had him in the background scheming or something, because it really feels like we missed a lot when he showed up. It's like, oh yeah, you forgot about me as a character, didn't you? I guess the last thing to touch up upon that's more nitpicky, but also makes it sound a little stupid, is you find out the wars were all being orchestrated this whole time by the Mage Academy, for they didn't want the Age of Chaos to end. If the Grandcrest was formed, it would basically stop all warring nations, for there'd be nothing to fight over. Well, the reason is because they feel if the Grandcrest is completed, then it would cause more war to come out of it in the long run, I guess? But what I'm getting at with them is, you find out that it's a secret organization within the Mage Academy that feels this way, except not really. You see, the secret organization of the Mage Academy is working for a secreter organization within the Mage Academy called Pandora. Yeah, they really do this. They actually say this is legit dialogue in the show, and they explain this. There is a secret organization hidden within the secret organization of the Mage Academy. Why? Why would you do that? That makes it sound stupid. I'm sorry, but it does. I guess, other than that, I didn't have many issues. I mean, I felt the romance could have been treated a little better. You find out Theo and Silica have romantic feelings towards each other around, I'd say, the halfway point of the series or so, but it's not touched up upon that much again until the very end of the anime. You could say it's because they were busy with the war, but it felt like that was a little undercooked. But like I said, a lot of these are nitpicks to be overlooked. If it wasn't for the pacing and these issues were ironed out a little more, I'd say this would be up there as a modern classic. But as it stands, it's an above-average war anime, and I'd say it's very good. These issues stop it from being great, but it's still worth a good watch. The show is on Netflix. That is where I watched it, because screw you, Aniplex, and your stupid prices. And apparently it is getting a prequel light novel delving into the past of a lot of the characters and where they came to be, or how they came to be, I should say. However, a season 2 has not been announced for this anime, or an adaptation of an anime for this prequel light novel, despite the show getting really good ratings. That being said, I wouldn't be surprised if a season 2 does happen. And I would like to see it. Again, despite my issues, I did have fun with this show. I just wish the pacing was better. I can't stress that enough. That is this show's Achilles heel. It's pacing. But if you can get past the show moving a little fast, you'll find a great anime. Who knows? Maybe you'll enjoy it way more than I did. Or maybe you'll hate it more. I don't know. If you've already seen it, let me know your thoughts in the comments section. And hey, if you want something similar, I highly recommend The Heroic Legend of Arslan. That show is very similar to this, and fixes a lot of the issues I had. Difference is, Record of Grandcrest War is an ending. Arslan, we're still waiting on one. But that's a discussion for another day. But yes, recommendation month has come to an end. Thank you, Black Knight, for this recommendation. I really enjoyed Record of Grandcrest War. It was a fun watch. Recommend other people go out and watch it too. I didn't go too deep into the spoilers because, again, I do want people to check this show out, which is why I didn't spoil how it ends. I didn't mind the ending. I thought it was a nice ending. I'll just say that. I felt that, I guess, before going on a little tangent, again, the last episode probably should have been split up into 2 or 3 episodes, but just more on the pacing issue, I guess. But alright, I'm ending this. Thank you all so much for watching. And yeah, if you have any other shows you'd like us to cover, please leave a comment below, and we'll be sure to try covering them at a later date sometime. But it's May, and it's a new theme. So for the next few weeks, we're going to be covering a certain topic of anime. I hope y'all will join us, because it's going to be really fun. I've been looking forward to this. And I'd like to thank everyone for their recommendations throughout the last month. And guys, some of them, like Camphor and Gilgamesh, weren't very good, but I still appreciate the recommendations. So keep them coming. But alright. Dragged on long enough. Hope you all enjoyed this. Thank you all so much again. I'll see you all next time, alright, guys? So till then, I was Dubster. Bye!